Hi, I'm Ekta Kumar, working as the Senior VP with Ansh Intertrade Private Limited. It is a language service providing agency based in India with around 9 offices in other more countries. Ansh is an all-women organization. On behalf of Ansh, today I would like to proceed with the conversation with Dr. Goel, who is a renowned counseling psychologist practicing from Delhi. Welcome, Dr. Anu Goel. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good, good. So shall we start with the questions?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So my first question would be, how do pandemics in general affect our mental health?
See, the pandemics affects our physical health, as we all know, and we keep taking help from different doctors. Along with that, it has a major impact on mental health. In this pandemic, I have seen a lot of patients who have physically been hampered lesser, but more mentally. So somewhere they've got more psyched or more worried, anxious, stress, which has messed them up completely.
Correct.
So if you got COVID, the name COVID itself increases anxiety and stress. And they go to a level that they're going to get admitted and they're going to die.
Correct.
Like I had a patient who wanted to write a will because they got COVID and it was they were at home. The
Oh,
husband and wife were at home, but they were so worried that they'll be dying, so they wanted to write a will. So they went to another extreme. So it's stress and anxiety is something which is really troubling people during this pandemic.
correct.
And what adds on is the information. The more information we take, the more worried we get and more psyched we get. So when we get psyched, we start reacting. And when
Correct.
we react, it reduces our immunity and gets us more into trouble.
Okay. So how can I monitor my mental health? What's healthy in this situation and what's concerning?
See, for managing your mental health, first of all, take limited information. Like what we are calling it as an infodemic. That means too much information coming to us can mess us up. Now we need to know what is important and what isn't because we're having lockdowns in the country, in the cities, different states. So take information twice a day, I say, once in the morning, once in the evening, and from relevant in place. Just don't keep taking information. From full-time news can mess you up. Now,
Correct.
secondly, news is not positive at all. Now, they're not trying to scare us, but they're giving us information. Now, it's their work to give us information. It's up to us how much we take and how much we don't. Anything overdose is going to trouble us. So, what we need to do is keep ourselves healthy by knowing information, sufficient information for ourselves, but not overdoing it. So same thing with physical things. A lot of OCD patients are coming who are getting
Mm-hmm.
this obsessive compulsive disorder
Okay.
where they are washing their hands many times because as
Mhm.
physically we've been told to wash it for every
Correct.
person because of COVID. But everything has a limit. If you go over limit, you are going to mess up yourself. So if you have a normal, like a season change will have a normal sore throat, which is very normal. So you have to
Mm.
see the symptoms. And along with that, be careful that you're not overreacting. Every sore throat doesn't mean you've got COVID. Or
Correct.
every loose motion doesn't mean you've got COVID. People are just catching one thing and overreacting to situations. So you
Okay.
have to be realistic and be careful at the same time.
So basically, what should be concerning? What exactly should concern us?
What should concern us is basically when we're doing something overdose. If
Okay.
I'm washing my hands as a normal person because of COVID, when I come back from the market, I wash it once properly with soap. It's okay. But if I'm washing 10 times, there's something going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm using 10 times sanitizer sitting at home, something is going wrong.
Correct.
Anything alarming around you is something is going wrong. If it's going smoothly, it's fine. So you take care of your physical self as well as your mental self. But the minute you feel you're going overboard, consult a psychologist, counselor, doctor, whoever you want. But consult someone so you don't go out of hand and you don't mess yourself up.
Okay. So my next question would be, what if I'm already living with an anxiety disorder? Media coverage can be essentially triggering. How can I cope best in this situation in that case?
See, as I already told you earlier, that a media coverage is very important for us, but too much of anything can mess us up. So we need to have media coverage, but live to the limit. Secondly, some media coverage is not very appropriate. So I catch the ones in my city or in my whatever I'm comfortable with, ABC, and we see those. Thirdly, we don't discuss too much of it. See, what is happening is every conversation we have, every phone call we have, we are only discussing COVID, COVID, COVID. I
Correct.
understand it's one part of our life, but it's become the world of our life. There's nothing else other than COVID in our life.
Correct.
So the more we discuss it, the more we're going to attract it. It's like, as I tell people, that if you want mango plant, you'll plant mango seeds. You will not say, I'll plant orange seeds and get mangoes.
Correct.
So the more we talk about it, the more we're aggravating it and more confusion we're creating in it.
So
And we're getting
basically,
anxiety for ourselves.
here you want to say that we should not talk about COVID.
Talk what is important, talk, but don't keep talking about it.
Okay.
Giving information is good enough, but don't exaggerate about it and don't just pull it like a spring.
Okay. Okay.
We have the health workers who are analyzing it and saying so many cases are coming, so many are not coming. But as a layman, you don't need to know how many cases. That's their work. That's the reason why they're finding.
Correct.
But if everybody's talking about over the 10,000 cases a day, we are scaring ourselves. So I'm just trying to protect people from getting scared, because getting scared is creating anxiety and stress and mental problems.
So how do I handle these different anxieties we are facing right now with our friends, family, job?
Yes.
Everything.
See, what is happening is with family and friends, we're not able to meet people. So people who are not able to meet their extended family or stay with them, the different cities, they're working in different cities. All we can do is educate them, make sure that our parents or our elders are comfortable, they're sure. We can have video chats with them, talk to them on the phone, have FaceTimes, WhatsApp calling, Zoom sessions. We can do things like that to be in touch with them. But again, don't keep just lecturing them. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, because we're going to, we'll make them really scared. You know, for parents, it's like, I agree, we love all our parents and they're above, like most of us at our age, our parents are say 70 plus or 60 plus. So we're more worried for them. But if you're going to scare them so much, we will create more problems for them. They're anyway scared because it's old age. And then we add fuel to fire and get them more into trouble. Tell them what the precautions are, but tell them alternatives to be happy, to find alternatives at home and be happy and do things, play games. So you have to find ways to keep them busy, as at the same way happy.
Correct.
Happy and busy both. So with family and friends, we should do that for reducing the anxiety. That is really going to help. Friends who are, if they've got COVID or anybody who's got COVID, support them otherwise by taking care of them, giving them food, giving them stuff, whatever we can, cooked food. There are a lot of different systems available. Educating them, helping people in small, small ways really helps. Like one of my patients, it was a birthday, and her husband had COVID, who was in the hospital, ICU. Her son was abroad, and her daughter was abroad, and she was living all alone. So she was very depressed because it was her landmark birthday. It was a 40th birthday. And she had planned to do things. And then now she's stuck at COVID at home with staff. Even a staff had COVID. So I told her, why don't you Swiggy a cake for yourself? And she said, I didn't think of it. Who'll eat? I said, you eat. Call for a pastry. Call 2 pastries or 3 pastries. Because you can't share with the staff the same, because you've got COVID. You don't want unnecessarily to give it to them. So she called it, and then she cut it, and she made a video, and she's saying, I was so happy singing for myself. She went on the terrace. At
least the best what we can do, we should do that only.
Yes, basically find happiness in whatever you can do. So she went to the terrace, took her the staff, they were standing on one edge, she was standing on the other edge, they cut the cake, they enjoyed. And she came down, she's saying, at least I felt I did something on my birthday.
Something on my birthday, correct.
So there's small ways in which you can find happiness. It's up to us how to find happiness and how to find gratitude. If the more gratitude and happiness you find, the better or easier it will be for you to cope. It's like a phase in our life which we have to cope with. So the best thing to do right now is to be happy and find ways to be happy. And each one has a different way of being happy. And we know our best, what makes us happy.
What makes us happy.
And sail with it. You'll be fine. And this too shall pass.
This too shall
Keep
pass.
Telling yourself. Yes.
My last question would be, how can we get positivity as psychologists in this COVID pandemic situation?
Yeah, as I said, firstly, we need to not panic. Okay,
Mhm.
because the minute we panic, our immunity level goes down. You must have heard of a lot of cases where people are sitting at home and they got COVID. They're like, they didn't go anywhere. What happened?
Uh-huh.
So somewhere when you panic, your immunity goes down and you get it, you catch it. It could be in the
Correct.
air, you and I both are there. I panic, I get it, while you don't get it.
Mhm.
Secondly, find things what you can do and what you can't do. So it's finding these are the things which I can do at home, these are the things I can't. Most of us are talking about what we can't do. So I keep saying, oh, I can't go to a restaurant and eat Chinese.
Mhm.
But I can call the food at home. So you have to find ways to keep yourself positive in that way. Thirdly, what is controllable and not controllable by me? I cannot control the atmosphere. I cannot control the system. I cannot open the lockdown. I'm not the prime minister and I can't do certain things. So, what is controllable, I manage that. And what is not controllable, I let it be. I cannot react to it and stop
Mhm.
fighting with yourself why this is happening. Oh, lockdown increased by another week. You can't help it. To find things in advance or when something happens to keep you happy. Okay. Another thing, make a schedule. Don't just sit, we'll get up whenever, we'll do whatever, we'll go anywhere. If you don't get ready, if you don't make a schedule, you're not going to be happy because you're used to that, especially people who are working. Make a set schedule. You're not traveling, so you have that extra time, you can have a luxury bath.
Mm.
You have to find things like that to do. Okay. Another thing, have gratitude. Thank God I'm living today. Today, at least I've been fine. Thank God for small, small mercies. I'm fine. My family's fine. Even if we got COVID, we were fine. We managed. So when you keep finding gratitude, you'll be better. Even at the same time, helping people around. Whatever small ways you can help. It could be animals around, it could be stray dogs on the road. It could be any form of help you can give to whoever, however. Please go ahead and give. The more you give, the happier you'll be. In small, small things, you'll be happy. If yet you're feeling emotionally very drained out, I would suggest consult a psychologist, a counselor, psychiatrist, and take help. A lot of people have stigma of approaching a mental health professional. But at this time, it is very, very important.
Very.
If you're feeling something, don't sit on it. Please take help before it's too late and you've hampered yourself much, much more. There are a lot of free services also available along with that paid services. So it depends what you want to do. And all prices are available. So they're like ranges because from free to expensive, depending on the person. But take help from whoever you can. Another thing, a lot of people are ignoring their physical health in the sense,
Mhm.
if suppose I've got diabetes, I'm not taking care of my diabetes because I'm sitting at home. You can't do that. Any medical problem you have, take charge, fix your appointments. All doctors are available online, whether it's a medical doctor, whether it's a diabetic doctor, ENT, because you don't want at this time to aggravate your issues. There are already problems. You don't want to go to hospital unnecessarily. So you can do everything online. Take your medicines properly, exercise, any form of exercise, whether it's yoga, whether it's gymming at home, everything has to be done at home right now. Or walking in the house, or walking on your terrace. You have to find ways of doing things. Or jumping. It could be jumping jacks. It could be pillow fighting with your children. I'm telling you, like, whatever's coming to my head, anything innovative which keeps you going. You
Correct.
just
Correct.
have to find things so that you're entertained yourself as well as entertained with your family and keep
Family
them
and
busy. And
friends.
yes, so you're busy and you're happy about the whole thing. So these are the few things you can do which will definitely help you.
Thank you so much. I guess this will help all our viewers a lot. I would again thank you on behalf of Ansh team. Thanks a lot, Dr. Goel. Have a great day.